as you saw in the intro, this is going to be a fun tutorial on this look. I used 4 eyeshadows for this whole eye look from Makeup Geek, including a really fun duochrome shadow on the lid, and paired it with a sort of a graphic pop of color double wing. So I do show you my tips and tricks on how to perfect winged liner. I also added another nighttime lip option, something a little more bold. Definitely out of my comfort zone, but nonetheless, I actually ended up really liking it. So don't forget to subscribe, and please keep watching if you want to see how to recreate this look. Priming with my favorite drugstore primer from Milani. It really gets the job done and never makes any of my shadows crease. And then setting with the Maybelline Better Skin powder. This powder makes my lids nice and smooth. With Makeup Geek's Petal Pusher, I'm sweeping that shadow softly onto the crease. I'm not being super precise about the placement or the shape because it all changes once I do the double wing. For the lid, I'm using my finger to pat on the shade Blacklight. It's a beautiful duochrome shadow, an electric lavender with some icy blue reflex. I find that this shadow applies best with your finger. Blending out the crease shade with the shadow Baby Face. And then highlighting my brow bone with Sand Dollar, a nice white matte shade. Now for the double wing. You can use any kind of brown liner. My favorite is the Sigma brow pencil in Top Shelf. So I like to trace out the shape first. If I was just doing one wing, I would stop here, but since it's a double wing, I'm also going to trace out the shape of the second wing as well. I'm leaving a little bit of space in between, and as you can see, I'm following the same shape as the first wing, but extending it a little more so it's longer on the top wing. Also lining the lash line, just because might as well. Winged liner cannot be rushed, so really take your time when doing this. Then I'm carving out the space with concealer using a small detail brush. I do this because it makes the lines more sharp and more defined. Thickening up the top wing a bit. And then going over both wings with the bright purple liquid liner. This one is from Lime Crime. The brush is nice and thin, making it really easy to get that precise wing. I'm just going over both wings very carefully. Having that pencil base for the wings again makes it super easy to trace over with that bright purple liquid liner. This liquid liner is nice and opaque. As you can see, I didn't have to dip into the tube multiple times. I only had to dip maybe twice, once for each wing. I also like to use small strokes when creating my winged liner. I find that it is almost foolproof doing it this way. It's less sloppy and more precise. Doing my usual brow routine, my holy grail product has to be Benefit's Precisely My Brow Pencil in number 2. I personally like my brows a shade lighter than my hair color. I find it more natural for my face and skin tone. I also love that this shade isn't too warm or too cool toned. It's literally perfect. I already primed my face off camera, and for foundation, I'm using the Hourglass Vanish Seamless Finish Foundation Stick in Ivory. Blending it out with a beauty blender. I do think this foundation blends out much better with a brush. It makes it more full coverage, but I did want to keep my base more on the natural side, which is why I used the beauty blender. Adding Tarte's Shape Tape as my concealer. This time I did 2 dots under my eyes. I'm going to be honest, I don't know if I'm in love with this concealer. It's a little too thick for me. It works, but I'm going to have to use it a few more times. Maybelline's Age Rewind down the bridge of my nose, blending it out. Baking under the eyes and down the bridge of my nose as always. I brush that off, and then I'm setting the rest of my face with MAC's Mineralized Skin Finish. I need powder recommendations. I kind of want to venture off beyond the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish that I've been using for 6 years. Comment down below what your favorite face powders are. Back to that purple iridescent color for the lower lash line. I wet my small detail brush with Fix Plus. Using the Petal Pusher shade to add a little more dimension. And then highlighting the inner corners with that same matte white shadow. Adding my favorite mascara combo, L'Oreal's Miss Manga, and then L'Oreal's False Fiber Lashes. Both are waterproof. I really want to try out the Maybelline Colossal Big Shot Mascara. Have any of you tried it out? Do you like it? Let your girl know. Gotta set the brows with the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. This is literally glue for your brows. They will stay in place all day. For bronzer, I'm using the new Hoola Light Bronzer from Benefit. It's a really, really pretty bronzer shade, and it's only available at Ulta. And I went back to my original Holy Grail highlighter, Champagne Pop, by Becca Cosmetics and Jaclyn Hill. I decided to use the blush from Kylie's Diary, First Date, once again, but this time I used it on its own. Contouring my jawline with the Anastasia Contour Kit in the shade Fawn, and then lining my lips with Max Soar Pencil. I'm doing a little bit of overlining, just a tiny, tiny bit. We're going to be using a liquid lipstick, so after I line my lips, I'm going to be adding a little bit of lip balm. This is Burt's Bees. We're going to be using the Morphe liquid lipstick in Vanity, a more cool-toned pink shade. I really like how it turned out, but I thought it was a little dry looking, so I decided to top it off with Jouer's Skinny Dip Lip Topper. I also added a Nighttime Bold liquid lip. This is also by Morphe in the shade Bitten. And we are done. It's a nice, soft, yet glam eye look with a bright double wing. Definitely a look you can wear in the springtime. I mean, let's be honest, I would wear this look year-round. I hope you liked it. Again, please give this video a thumbs up and leave your comments down below. Until the next one, everyone, thank you for watching.